Hey, what are you guys doing here?
I thought, weren't we doing a podcast today or something? I thought we
What?
were.
No, that's on Sunday, you idiot.
Oh, shoot, today's Saturday. I'm sorry. Whoops.
What's going on, guys? Briar Rabbit, Robbie Skull, Beastly Gamer. We are here for the Beastly Thoughts Live show. You guys ready to do this?
Yes.
Man, I'm excited. I get super pumped. Like, Sunday morning, I wake up, I'm like, oh, it's Beastly Thoughts Day. And
Yeah.
then, like I go about my business. I do whatever I need to do on a Sunday. Mostly it's chores. And as the day goes on, I start thinking, whoops. As the day starts going on, I start thinking.
What was that?
As the day starts going on, I start thinking about, hey, what are we going to talk about today? Oh man, I can't wait to see the guys, and I get more and more excited as the day goes on. And now we finally get to start the show, and I'm pumped.
All right. Actually, my Sunday goes kind of similar. I wake up in the morning, the smell of all beef bacon, and then and then I hear my bedroom door close, and my wife starts to twerk on the wall. I say, "Oh yes, it's Sunday. Yeah, this is always my favorite day of the week now. Not only because it's the day of the Lord, but it's the day of gaming, and we get together and we kick it and talk about games, and we got all these great people kicking it with us and sharing their thoughts. And you guys be sure to share your thoughts in the comments of the video of what you think about the new format of the Beastly Thoughts show as well. Yeah. So what have you guys been playing this week?
I went first last time, so I'll go last this time. Last time, this time. You
This
know what I mean.
Last time.
All right, you want me to go first then and tell you
Yeah,
guys?
Robbie, tell us what you've been up to.
All right, so this week I have to admit I have been playing so much Battlefield Hardline. Did you guys get a chance to pick it up yet?
No, I've been waiting to see what everybody thinks about. Is the online working? Do we have another Battlefield 4 situation on our hands, or is this one working right out of the gate?
I cannot believe I'm saying this, but the game has no issues. It's actually working online. I haven't had a single problem. I cannot believe it. It is
That's really good
phenomenal.
news.
Yeah, I haven't had a single server disconnect, no really lag or just the weird issues that Battlefield 4. We know how awful that launch was, and Hardline is on such a better foot at launch. I got to tell you guys, it is so much better this time around. They really were right, because they said we're not going to be Battlefield 4 this time. We're going to launch it right. We promised the game's not going to be broken, and they really did live up to that promise. The game is actually working, and that's awesome.
Now,
I'm really enjoying it.
I got a question for you. Have you tried the single player? The reason I ask is because I'm hearing a lot of good things about it. Have you?
Yeah, I've actually played through the entire single player. I beat it in about 2 or 3 days. I kind of took my time doing it, and I liked it a lot, but I have one major problem with it, and this isn't necessarily a knock against the game itself, but every shooter campaign is starting to feel the damn same. I'm getting so tired of running into a room, shooting everybody, just going to the next room. Every shooter campaign is starting to feel the same, and I thought Hardline's story was pretty good. It's fun, when you walk up to somebody, flash your badge, and then you kind of arrest them, you put them in the handcuffs. There's some cool stealth elements in there, but every shooter campaign is just feeling the same these days, and I'm just getting more and more tired each time I play through a shooter. I'm like, I've just played this so many times before. I'm really starting to get burnt out.
Robbie, I'm surprised because from what I've heard about this game, it's very different. It's more stealth based. It's about cops and robbers. There's some drama. I'm surprised to hear you say this. When I think of a standard first person shooter, I think of a Call of Duty campaign that's basically like a mindless action movie. But I thought this was a little different.
Here's what I'm going to say. The stealth is really good in the game, and it does kind of change it up a little bit, but it's not enough. There's still a lot of sections where you're shooting people, and I just feel like I'm doing the same things over and over again, and it does get a little repetitive. It's not a knock against the game in general. You know what I mean? I'm just saying I'm feeling tired of these shooters that
Okay,
are
so you're
basically the
saying,
same thing.
as a generalization, you're saying that the shooter genre is becoming bland because you're doing the same thing over and over and over again throughout these different games.
Yeah, the Hardline campaign is really good. I'm just getting so burnt out on these campaigns.
It's an understandable argument, but at the same time, it's one that you can't ever win it. It's like if there was a cooking simulator, you cook in every single one.
Yeah.
It's a shooting game. That's what you're going to do. You're going to shoot bad guys until a sadistic person comes out with a game where you run around and shoot all good guys. They're all going to be the same.
We already had that in Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. So I mean, me personally, my taste is like, for me, Battlefield is like The Last of Us is for Dave, for Brian Rabbit. I'm just not into it. And I understand there's a huge group of people out there who enjoy the game, but after playing games like Call of Duty, playing other first-person shooters, and then going to Battlefield, which I did buy Battlefield 4 day one. You know, I bought it the day I got my PS4. The way the game feels is just awkward to me, and I don't think I'll ever be good enough to truly enjoy it the way some other gamers have. But I have heard good things about the game. For the most part, every review or preview I've heard is nothing but positive. So I'm happy to hear you're enjoying it. I'm happy to hear that other gamers out there enjoying it, and we don't have another Battlefield fiasco going on right now.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
Good. What else have you been playing this week?
I've actually been playing a ton of Helldivers. I almost want to sell you guys in that game how good it is. Like, it is so much fun, and for $20, the price is insane. Like, the best part about that game, too, is how every planet is randomly generated. So every time you go in, the missions are different. Like, you can just pretty much play it forever if you want to, and for $20, too, it's an insane value. You just get so much out of that game, and I'd really recommend it. I've been playing so much of it.
So this is a top-down twin-stick shooter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of hardcore elements to it, like we were talking about how there's the team killing and all that, and there's like you have to watch out for your teammates and be careful not to kill each other, and it's kind of a fresh, creative game, and I really enjoy it, especially like because you almost want to stealth it through in the beginning, like you're looking on the map looking for patrols and you're gonna run around, like it's almost a stealth game in the beginning, which is really cool, and it just kind of keeps evolving into something different every time, and no experience is the same on each planet, which I really love.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Is it fun to play by yourself, or is it mandatory to play it with a group?
I honestly haven't even played it with anyone else, but I've just been playing it alone, and it's a ton of fun.
So does it have like matchmaking, or you just go in there, you're the only person there?
Well, you can go into multiplayer and jump in with a couple of randoms, or of course you can join friends, and I just really haven't tried it out. Like, I've been just enjoying it, playing it on my own, but I can imagine, like, playing with you guys, the funny moments where someone throws a care package, deploys a turret, it lands on someone and kills beastly.
I'd be aiming for him.
Why is it going to be beastly?
No, it's got to be you. I don't know. It's just got to...
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to play this game. Actually, the first time I heard about this game was on Twitter, and I think, Briar, you mentioned the game, and I had no idea what it was because we were talking about what we were going to play after the show two weeks ago. And I went online, I went to YouTube, and I started checking it out. Everybody agrees that this is a phenomenal game. I'm really shocked at this point I haven't bought it yet. But I'm trying to prioritize things because I still have 3 or 4 or 5 games I still haven't even played yet. So until you guys tell me definitively that's the game we're going to stream after the show, I'm going to take my time and ease into that one. But everybody who I've heard has said the same thing, that this game, Helldivers, is definitely a classic and one that should be played by everyone. And I believe that this game has cross-platform play. So you can actually be on PS3 and play against someone on Vita or PS4 and vice versa.
I am always looking for a new Vita game. Like, I love my Vita hardware, especially in the new Slim version, but I just don't have any good games.
It's got no games on it, let's be real here. Yeah. Great system, but no software.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, that almost alone, just the fact that it's a good game on the Vita is a sell for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a good time to have a Vita because there's a hell of a sale going on, but we'll talk about that in just a second. So is that what you've been doing all week, Robbie?
Pretty much, yeah. Been playing a lot of Helldivers, and I don't remember what else I said I was playing. Oh, yeah, Battlefield. Not that game's forgettable or anything. I really like it, so, yeah. Yeah,
I'm happy you enjoy it. Now, me, I've kind of been dibbing and dabbing in some old school games this past week. I've been playing a little bit of Dying Light, of course. I played some Dreamcast with my son, played some Smash Brothers. I've been on my PlayStation Vita. I've been playing a game called Tennis in Your Face, which is actually pretty fun. I took advantage of this new PlayStation Flash sale, which goes across the whole PSN, all 3 platforms, and they have a ton of games all for under $1. And,
all 3 platforms, meaning the PlayStation 3 too?
Yeah, yep. PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and the PlayStation Vita, and I've actually bought things for all of them. I think I spent about $20 just buying games I've never played before. Bought Surgeon Simulator for PS4, which will actually drive you insane and also make you feel like a sadistic badass. I like I said, I bought Tennis in Your Face. Got some old school classics. I got Tekken, old Tekken, a few RPGs, Mega Man X4, Mega Man X5, and just been playing those with my kids and my wife, and just hanging out and enjoying old school gaming. I was really on my Dreamcast playing some Seaman this morning.
All right, excuse me.
What? What's that?
I was playing Seaman, showing that to my son.
There's something wrong with my headphones. Can you repeat that?
I think my earphones are cutting out too. I'm hearing this incorrectly. Can you please say it again?
Seaman. No, it's Seaman. It's an old Dreamcast game where you basically. Oh, shut up, both of you.
I can't get that out of my head now.
And I pulled out my PlayStation 1 earlier in the week. Played some Soul Blade with my son. I played some Dino Crisis. That was probably before your time, Robbie. It's a game created by the makers of the original Resident Evil, and it's just like Resident Evil, but it has dinosaurs in it. Played some Soul Blade, and then I pulled out the Dreamcast and played some Soul Calibur. So it's been a nice week, a throwback week, and I'm looking forward to doing this again because I'm really feeling my age when I pull out a game like Soul Blade. And then I play it, and I realize that it looks like Tetris. The characters look so terrible, but
how does Soul Calibur look on the Dreamcast?
Oh man, my son, and I gotta say it, Brett, my oldest son, he said, "Dad, I can't believe this is a old game. It looks this good."
It really did. I mean, it looked stupendous when that was a launch game on the Dreamcast. I remember bringing that home on launch day and just being knocked out.
I still feel the same way. It's like when I watch the intro, I hear all the music. I absorbed that game, and it became a part of me. But when my son played it today for the first time, and he was watching it and seeing the mechanics and the physics and listening to the soundtrack, he said he felt like he was playing at least a PS3 game. Dreamcast was the shit. For the people who missed the Dreamcast, it had, to me, one of the best launch libraries of all time. It had an amazing... Sonic Advance, or Sonic Adventure was really good for the time. Soul Calibur was, bar none, one of the best fighting game releases of all time.
Skies of Arcadia, Grandia. I mean, there's so many, Shenmue, there's so many games that were like just mind-bending experiences on that system, and it fell away. I mean, it's like one of the saddest stories that ever happened to
really
a video
is.
console.
Yeah, it really is, and that's why I collect them. I counted them today. I got 39 consoles. It's really good to actually have that catalog to go back and play again. There's some I don't have that I still need to grab onto. But Dreamcast is definitely, to this day, one of my favorite consoles of all time. I know a lot of people aren't. That's not a favorable thing to say. But when it came out, to me, it was head and shoulders above all its competition at that time.
Yeah.
And it still stands up today very well. I actually pulled out my Beastly Gamer's Best Kept Secret. I actually did a video on this. And the video will be uploaded to my channel probably after we do the show. I pulled out my modified PlayStation 3 today.
Oh.
I pulled it out today. I don't play it anymore. I think the last game that I played on this...
Are those sirens? Can I hear sirens?
They're coming.
The last game that I played on this thing, I think, was Beyond Two Souls. So it's been a long time. But I've got close to 500 PS3 games, and I got all the old ROMs and emulators and all that stuff on it. So I wanted to make a video and show some of my viewers what a modified PS3 is all about. And that's what I've been doing this week. I had a good time. What about you, sir?
Okay, so this is gonna take a bit, but I have been playing Iron Banner in Destiny. You guys are familiar with this event, right? It comes around once a month or so. It's a multiplayer event, which it's a little more competitive than regular Crucible inside Destiny because you get to earn some pretty cool rewards. And this week, they had a chess piece available that would get your character up to light level 32. It looks cool, and I really wanted to get this chess piece. So I've been playing the hell out of Iron Banner. You guys may have remembered that there was a patch 1.1.1 in February where they did a lot of rebalancing of the weapons. And I've got to say, the multiplayer in Destiny is the best it's ever been. The weapons are as close to balanced as I think we can hope for. There's still a couple of issues. There's like a shotgun that's kind of overpowered.
That one is mine.
Yeah, Fellwinter's Lie is definitely overpowered. There's a couple of sniper rifles that, if abused, can one-shot kill you to the body. There's a few issues like that, but overall, auto rifles, pulse rifles, scout rifles, hand cannons are all usable, and they're all a lot of fun. And I got to tell you, in Destiny, I got sucked into the PvP or PvE aspects. I played a little bit of PvP, but I really fell in love with that game because of the PvE. Playing with friends, doing raids, that's what really drew me in. But now, I'm having a ton of fun in the Crucible. Beforehand, there were, I don't know, 5, 6 weapons that were just God mode in Destiny for PvP. Now it just feels like I can experiment with anything. I'm playing with Bad Juju, getting good kill streaks or score streaks. I'm playing with Red Death. I'm still playing with auto rifles. You know, everybody says auto rifles are no good. They're still good. They're just not overpowered like they were.
Yeah.
Playing with hand cannons. I mean, scout rifles. Like the whole spectrum of weapons is now very, very usable. Yes, Fellwinter's Lie is broken. They need to address that. Aphrodite's Spear is broken. They need to address that. But that is 2 weapons as opposed to that are, you know, just they need to be adjusted. The game is good now. Like the PvP is solid. Like there is a ton of experimentation to do. I'm having a blast with it. Like this is the best it's ever been.
Well, since I haven't been on Destiny in a while, and I know I haven't been there since this latest update, this latest patch. You guys want to try a game or two in the Crucible?
Sure.
During our live stream today, so you know I can at least see if I feel any different about things.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what's great about it. Now, Brett, you're going to have an issue in the Iron Banner because level advantages are enabled. So if you're not a level 32, you're doing less damage to every other Guardian in the Iron Banner.
It's very, very hardcore. You really got to like be on that Destiny grind doing it to hang with everybody else, pretty much.
Well, you just got to be a level 32. If you're a level 32, it feels like regular Crucible to me.
Yeah. Okay.
And you got to have maxed out weapons, and they got to be, you know, hardcore weapons. You know, you can't go in there with a blue auto rifle and expect to win. You know, it's not going to happen for you. But I mean, it's fun and it's rewarding, right? I've now earned the chess piece for my Warlock, my Hunter, and I should be able to finish up on my Titan by tomorrow. And the whole time it's been like one more game. You know, like
3 in the morning. One more game.
Yeah, it really has been a ton of fun.
Yeah, I don't have the resolve to stay up late anymore because I get up at 5 in the morning. So now when midnight comes around, I feel like it's 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, I miss those late nights. Can't even do it on the weekend anymore. I don't have the energy anymore. I'm an old man. Sucks. So has that been your whole week? It's been encompassed by Destiny?
Yeah, totally. It's been a PvP week. I've been just going crazy in the Iron Banner and having a blast doing it. And you know, again, the community of Destiny is so wonderful. You know, all these people that I've met doing raids with, or you know, from my channel that have come to play with me, we've formed groups and gone into the Iron Banner, and we're all talking, having a good time. We're doing call-outs. You know, you guys know me. I played Call of Duty religiously for years.
Yeah, I did too to some extent.
Amen.
That was a solo experience. I'd go into multiplayer, but you know, half the time the chat was muted because I just didn't want to hear, you know, the shit that was coming out of people's mouths. I just didn't want to hear it. Destiny is different. You know, I'm often playing with a group of people, and we're talking, we're having a good time. Even random people that I meet, we're having a great time. It's insane. Destiny's community to me is insane. It's
amazing.
It really is amazing. It's so worthwhile to play Destiny just for the community.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's great. I guess that's kind of the evolution of a competitive multiplayer, to get people who usually aren't in that social sphere of the multiplayer, who kind of stay away from all the shit talking, and I guess it's evolved to a place where everybody can kind of get along and help each other and learn from one another, and I think that's a very positive thing for gaming in general.
Yeah, a lot of people are trying to get their raid group members into the Iron Banner so they can earn those boots, they can earn that chest piece, they can get that, effort eat spear that's so powerful, or that shotgun that's so powerful, because they want their raid group to get better.
So it's all friends helping friends, and I guess persevering to the end.
Yeah.
I didn't mention this earlier, but this week, just because you said that, I kind of remembered an experience I had. I spent about 3 hours Friday playing Evolve. I know we don't like Evolve.
Really?
Yeah, and I got the gold monster.
What game is that again?
It's called Evolve, sir. And I had a hell of a great time playing as hunters and playing as the monsters. And maybe it's just one of those situations where I fell into the right group. But we stayed together. We talked a lot of shit. We had a good time. Learned a lot of things about the game. And hopefully, this ecosystem of a community is being shifted around, and people are actually learning how to play together and work together in multiplayer. Because I had a great time playing Evolve Friday.
Evolve. Don't think that game rings the bell for me.
Shut up, Robbie.
I don't think I remember that.
My biggest problem with that game were technical things, like having to wait so long between matches and not being able to chat while the game was loading. The time where you want to set up a strategy is the time where you can't talk to your team.
Yeah.
Like things like that were just driving me nuts. And I think if they fix some of that stuff, I think the game could be more fun, but I'll be honest with you, I don't have time in my life for things that frustrate me, so I just...
Yeah, but when you got to be realistic now. One of the only games... I don't know if Destiny allows you to do that during... Well, I think they do during the load screens, but Call of Duty, when the game's loading, you don't get to talk. You don't get to talk in The Last of Us when the games are loading. Maybe it just feels that way because it's 4 versus 1. That's imperative right before the beginning of a match that you can all talk. But some of the technical aspects we had issues with were really non-issues because... you can actually go into the options menu and change some of those settings in Evolve. Like if you're the monster and you actually want to talk to the other team, you can actually change that setting and the options. So I don't know if it's...
Can you change the 5-minute load times?
I don't know about that.
We're working on a patch for that.
It's called a super
I feel
patch.
like my core problem with Evolve was it's not any of that. I gotta be honest, I thought the game was super fun at first. It got so boring so fast. Like I have never had a game get so boring that quickly. Like from having a blast and it just felt like every match was the same. I just got way too bored with it. So, but anyways, we should get to the news because we're taking quite a while here. So what do you guys think?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so coming up first in the news this week, if you guys are Metal Gear fans, you probably know the name Hideo Kojima, who's been at the helm of Metal Gear since the very beginning.
He's the face of that franchise. He really is. When you think of Metal Gear, you think of him.
Yeah, you definitely do. Supposedly, Hideo Kojima will be leaving Konami once Metal Gear Solid 5 is actually released. Now, this has been all over the news this week, and Hideo Kojima actually came out and did kind of solidify this rumor by saying that once Metal Gear 5 is actually released, that they have started to look for a new management team, a new team to head up the next Metal Gear project, and he won't be on it. So there's a lot of people who are upset about this. A lot of people are worried about it. It is what it is for me.
Hasn't he been saying this for like 10 years though, that he's not going to be working on the next Metal Gear?
Well, they've been kind of at odds for like the last 3 years. Hideo and Konami, they haven't been working well together, and so they actually moved Kojima Productions from the posters and the box arts of the game online, kind of to let fans and people know that there was trouble in paradise, and that's what got a lot of people asking and people hitting the Twitterverse talking about it. But I think that, if he can go and be free and do his own thing and be his own free agent, he's a very talented developer, very talented writer. He just exudes talent. And if it's not Metal Gear, it'll be something else. We saw this Raiden Metal Gear game that came out, I think 2012. I'm trying to remember the name of it, where you're riding, Metal Gear Rising. Who knows what the future of Metal Gear is, but he says that this Metal Gear 5, will be the best Metal Gear he's ever done, which all devs say, but it's looking like it's quite possibly true. So I'm just hoping that they can put a really good definitive end to what we all knew as Metal Gear at this point. And if Konami continues on with the franchise, hopefully it's good and it lives up to the standard that Hideo Kojima had always, that he always touted. One big question I have about this is that Hideo Kojima was also the head developer of the new Silent Hill game with Konami, with Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, that's right.
So with him
I'm sorry,
leaving,
who was that?
leave me alone.
It took me a second.
It's Guillermo del Toro. He was the head developer of the new Silent Hill game, which a lot of you guys remember the PT, the playable teaser that came out at E3 last year. Was it E3?
Gamescom.
Gamescom last year. And now that's nebulous. It's kind of up in the air as far as the direction that game goes. And I'm hoping it still is made because they've got, Del Toro already, penning it and doing a lot of the stuff with the animations and cutscenes. Hopefully that game still comes out and is still awesome. But, of course, that Fox engine, I don't know who owns the Fox engine. Is it something that's owned by Konami? Is it something that is owned by Hideo Kojima? I guess time will tell.
I think it would probably be Konami, but I feel like this is not such a bad thing because a lot of people are getting nervous about this. They're like, oh, he's leaving, he's whatever. But you know what? Kojima's been working on Metal Gear a long time, and for him to go out like this and make not Ground Zeroes, the Phantom Pain, the best game it can be, I think that's a great thing. He's gonna leave on his own accord. He's gonna do whatever he's gonna do next, and I think that's a really great thing. He's gonna do his best with Phantom Pain and make the best game he can make, and we can't ask really for much more than that. I mean, always do the best work you can do and go out on a bang. So, that's what it is.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Robbie. Frankly, I'd like to see what he's got to do next. Like, if he gets unshackled from...
He's a crazy man. You never know what he's going to do. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just think of the bidding wars that are going to happen. He's right there out in Japan. Capcom could pick him up and add a whole new flair to some of their awesome games. You imagine him writing a Resident Evil. Imagine him doing something like that. So, I mean, that door is going to be open. There's going to be lots and lots of companies that are going to be throwing money at this guy, hopefully, to get his talent. And I think it's good for all gamers because we're still getting, the Phantom Pain, and we get to see whatever he's doing next. Hopefully, Silent Hill. What do you guys think will happen with the Silent Hill if you had to make a bet right now that the game's not made if he leaves or Konami continues?
That's one man. I think for sure they're going to go along with that game. Maybe they'll hire somebody to replace him. You don't know, or the team will just go on by themselves. But Silent Hills is definitely coming out.
Sweet. That's good to hear.
All right, we got a little Nintendo talk here.
Oh, let me grab my 3DS.
So we're going to start getting smartphone games featuring Nintendo characters. This is something that we've been talking about on this podcast for a couple years now.
Yeah, and especially because everybody's been talking about doom and gloom Nintendo, right? Like how the Wii U really isn't taking off and what's Nintendo going to do next, which we'll talk about. That's actually the next topic on here. But this is a good step forward, and a lot of people are pretty nervous about this because they're saying, oh, this is Nintendo shying away, they're getting desperate. But you know what? That's a very, very, very smart move going to mobile because you can make these mobile games and say, hey, you love the experience we've made on mobile. Come check out our games on consoles. We have some fantastic experiences, and this is just a taste of what we develop on the other side. The grass is greener on the other side. So I think it's a great idea going to mobile. They'll make a ton of money off that. Well, their IPs are huge.
The good thing that I'm hearing about this mobile move, and I do agree with you, Robbie, I think it's a great business move to branch out. And the mobile empire is something that, if you can have your fingers in that, you're going places anyway. They will not be porting their classics to mobile, which is something good. They're not going to be porting old games over to mobile because Nintendo has stated that they have such a good pedigree with their control that it will not translate very well onto a mobile platform touchscreen. So what they said they're going to do is be making original titles that have to do with their franchises, their Nintendo franchises. So I think that'll be good, especially if it translates well onto a mobile. Then they can bring people over to their other platforms. I think it's going to work really well. I'm just shocked that it took Nintendo this long to actually consider dabbling in the mobile arena, especially with all the money being made in mobile today.
Yeah, I think this is great news. Hopefully it'll be the reason I finally pick up one of those controllers from my phone, like one of the little gamepad controllers, because I love playing Nintendo games, but I got to tell you, I'm sick of buying their hardware.
Me too. I really want them to go multi-platform, and this is a step towards that, and I'm really happy to see that. Yeah.
So, way to go, Nintendo. What do you guys think the next story? The next story seems pretty exciting. hopefully, I mean, we talked about this almost a year ago.
Yeah.
Almost a year ago, but it's kind of come out again. I'm trying to remember the name. The original name they gave this hardware was the Fusion. That's it.
Yes, I remember that.
Just like the V8 drink, but
Yeah.
now it's called the NX. Nintendo has announced their next generation hardware concept called the NX. What do you guys think about this? Did you guys watch the press conference?
Yeah, so first off, we don't really know literally anything about the system other than it's codenamed NX. Like, this is their plan for the future, and we don't really know what that's going to be other than they've confirmed that it's a dedicated gaming console. So there is going to be another Nintendo system, but my question is, what is that going to be and when is it going to come out? Because here's my prediction. They say that they're going to start talking about this next year, and I actually have a very, very strong feeling we're going to see maybe like E3 2016, this thing will be announced and they'll come out and show it off and everything. I think fall 2016, you're going to see this thing come out.
I
really
agree,
do believe
Robbie.
that.
I think your timing is spot on. They're going to start talking about it, start getting the buzz going. Next year at E3, we'll see the hardware for the first time, and then it'll be available in holiday 2016.
Because they got to do something too. Like, they got to make a new system that's more powerful to compete with the PS4 and Xbox One. As much as they want to believe they're not competing with Sony and Microsoft, they are, and they can't deny that anymore. So they're gonna have to do their best to pick up what's left and get third parties on board. And yeah, we'll just have to see where it goes.
Well,
What do you guys think it's going to be, though?
well, hopefully they continue on with this fusion dynamic where
Yeah, that's what I want to see too.
The
it's
hybrid,
a home console, with a portable that transcends what we have today. Like the new 3DS, I want that to be completely gone and dead. I want to see something that's going to be the next generation of a handheld portable console, along with a home console that can meet or exceed what we have now. Because if you come out in 2016 with something that's not as powerful as a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, you're going to be doing the exact same thing that you just did with the Wii U. You come into the party late, you're bringing dinner that's cold. Nobody's excited about it. Okay.
You're gonna scare off developers again.
You want to bring Nintendo? They've gotten a lot of flack from everybody at this point about having hardware that's dated or behind the current trend. They need to have hardware that's at the ground floor, that's new and exciting that nobody else has. We don't need a new controller gimmick. We need a console that's powerful enough and exciting to bring all the old great Nintendo IPs and do something new with them. I mean, I want to see something that's going to exceed what we're getting out of Steam Box. I want to see something that's going to meet and exceed the PS4 and the Xbox One.
I don't think that's what they're going to do at all.
You don't think so?
No. I don't think they're going to go for the power hardware route. I think it's too expensive, and I don't think it doesn't really speak to Nintendo fans anyway.
Yeah, that's
I think
true.
we're more likely to see something that has a mobile focus to it, or that like something. When we were talking about the Fusion, a lot of the cool stuff that we were talking about was like syncing up your mobile device, like your 3DS, with the console, so both of them could play the same games. You could play, like if you're playing Monster Hunter 5 on your mobile device, you could just kind of sync it right to your TV. Both pieces of hardware could play the same games. There'd be one Nintendo store where you could download anything from Nintendo's back catalog, play it on your TV, play it on your handheld. One device, or it could be one or two devices, but both of them have essentially the same power. It doesn't have to be super powerful. We know that from the Wii U. We know that from the Wii. We know that from the 3DS. Nintendo sells consoles because their software is the best in the business, and what they have to do is convince people that there is a compelling argument to buy their new console because of all the cool stuff you can do with it. If they go power, then they're just going to end up with another $400 or $500 console that nobody's going to buy.
Well,
and it's boring too because everybody's doing the same thing. Then, like Nintendo is always trying to do the unique thing, and they're always trying to do the different thing. And I feel like this hybrid console would still be a great step for them. It makes
I think
sense.
it'd be so much fun too because, I'm playing Monster Hunter 5 on the go. I come home and it just seamlessly links up to my TV, and I can keep playing there. I could if I got somebody on the TV, I want to play on my my Nintendo Fusion handheld. We can play together, and I'm sitting there on the Nintendo Fusion. He's sitting there on the TV. If I want to play with Brett, I could pick up my Nintendo Fusion handheld and just go up to the bedroom and never skip a beat after playing on the TV. Like, there's so many kind of...
Why do you even need the Fusion? Let's just go to the bedroom. No,
But there's so many different ways they could sync, like this mobile and TV experience, that I think Nintendo would be perfect for. Being able to play any of your back catalog games, any of the Nintendo back catalog games, either mobile or on the TV, only having to buy it once and getting it on both devices, or, hopefully, what I'm hoping is that the controller is a handheld device that can be just kind of taken in with you. That'd be the mobile device.
That would be awesome, and I do agree that this Fusion idea is dynamic and it's something they need to definitely stick with. But the reason I was saying that I think that moving the hardware in a more traditional manner, as far as keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with the competition, is because Nintendo has analytics. Look at what happened with Sony and with Microsoft. Every time you hear about a new game that's coming out, Sony usually has the upper hand, and the consumers are eating this shit up. People out there always pick PlayStation for their multiplats because it's a slightly more powerful hardware system. Now, everybody's been saying for a long time, Brian, you said this yourself, that you've outgrown Nintendo's ecosystem. I've outgrown
Nintendo software.
Yeah.
I feel like I have too. Yeah.
The software. So Nintendo, they need to not only entice the fans that they have, which are not that many at this point, judging by their sales.
Well, they just broke records with new 3DS sales.
I'm talking about, well, let me clarify. I'm talking about their home console. They need to entice new gamers, and they need to bring new gamers into that ecosystem. And when you look at the home console market, gamers, for the most part, are casual, but on the other side, you got Call of Duty, you got Battlefield, you got Destiny. Nintendo's recognizing this. They need to create new hardware that can match those type of games to bring those gamers, hey, look, that's not the only place you can play an awesome shooter. You can come over here and have an adult experience as well. A lot of adults who grew up with Nintendo moved from Nintendo to Sony because it felt like a more adult experience. Yeah. And Nintendo does recognize that. So if they say, okay, we still have some of our older IPs, but hey, check out these new IPs. Check out what you can do on this new Nintendo console that does feel like an adult type of gaming experience, then it'll bring some of these gamers who left Nintendo, like you with the GameCube, who left them alone at that point. Hey, look, the new Nintendo NX looks awesome. You can play all these amazing games. It looks as good as the competition, but it also has fucking Mario. I gotta go check that out. To me, that's a winning strategy versus just having what feels like a gimmick. Of course, you're gonna save money, but buying a game once and you can play it on your TV or play it on your handheld, that'll become old if the hardware isn't stunning.
What if the hardware is the size of a Nintendo 3DS, but it's as powerful as a PlayStation 4?
Oh shit! That's impossible. But I mean,
it's not impossible.
It's
might
possible.
Cost a lot of money.
It'll cost a hell of a lot. That's like a third revision of the NX. But I guess time will tell. I'm excited about it. I do love Nintendo. I have a deep Mario's on my wall right now. I'm talking about a used plush. He watches me in my bed. Yes. So I'm learning from the best. I love Nintendo. I want to see Nintendo do well. I want them to be successful. I just think at this point they need to try to do as much right as they can. They won't be able to hit the ball out of the park every time, but I think hardware is important. I think IPs are important, and I think Nintendo has the best games. They definitely have the best characters, and if they can bring those to a console that has the same kind of power as what we're dealing with now, it's a walk in the park for them.
Absolutely, yeah. Definitely agree with that.
So what's next? What do we got here? EA files a trademark for something called Unravel.
So did you guys hear about this? EA has basically filed a trademark for an unannounced game. Did you see that?
Is it called Unravel or is it unannounced? Because it seems like the story's unraveling right now.
I see what you did there. Wow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it sounds like this is possibly going to be a game revealed at E3 that hasn't been announced yet. It's just a trademark they filed, so you never know. I remember like a couple of years ago when Bloodborne trademark was filed, and then that was announced at E3. The Order was filed before that game was announced, Entwined. So this is pretty much a guarantee that this is a new game that hasn't been announced yet. And whatever it is, I really have no idea. To be honest, I feel like if it's called Unravel, I hate to put it in this kind of category, but I think it's going to be a downloadable game. It's not going to be a $60 AAA game. I don't think so. But
it sounds like an indie, yeah.
Not a lot to go on here, though, really.
Yeah, we really don't know anything about it other than the name. So,
now we're going to continue on this trend with companies filing trademarks. Square Enix filed a trademark for something called World of Assassination.
So this one is far bigger, obviously. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear that?
Assassin's Creed?
I was thinking Hitman. No, I was thinking Hitman. See, that's what everybody's thinking. This is going to be the next Hitman game because we know IO Interactive, they released a Hitman Absolution like 3 years ago. They've been working on a new Hitman game, and we know that. So this is easily what that could be. I think so. What do you guys think?
I'm not really that big into Hitman. That's one of the ships that sailed on me. I never really had the opportunity to get into them, so I don't know what to expect. I don't know whether to be excited or just say fuck it.
Those games have always been kind of buggy, janky messes to me.
Janky, yes, that's the word.
Did you guys play Assassination? That game was fantastic.
I think I played 2 of them. I think there's been 5 or 6 of them. Yeah. I couldn't even tell you the subtitles of the ones I've played.
Yeah,
they made no impact on me whatsoever.
But as far as the trademark goes, I think this is pretty much a guarantee. We're going to see it at E3 announced maybe this fall even. Like, who knows? They've been working on something for a couple of years, so yeah, I'm excited. We'll see.
I love Square. Hopefully, I'm more excited about Final Fantasy now that I've seen what that game is. God, I can't wait for that game. But okay, we're going to continue on, guys. Star Wars Battlefront is to be shown for the first time at next month's Star Wars Celebration. Is this a rumor, Robbie?
No, this is confirmed. This is confirmed. We're going to see the game for the first time next month.
Oh my God! Now I know that when they showed the not gameplay or anything, but they showed mock-ups of what the game would actually look like. They showed the engine. That game looks phenomenal. Totally next gen. So if they could hold true to those ideals and that vision, I'm really excited about what this game could be, man.
Especially because it's been 10 years since Battlefront 2 came out. Like, it's been a long, long wait.
Yeah.
So we got the power of Disney behind this shit, baby.
And next gen as well. It's exclusive to the new consoles, so it's going to be a big jump. That's 2-generation jump. That's going to be insane. So
it's big. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Last time I played Battlefront, it was on my PSP, so that was quite a while.
All right, let me get us into this next news topic. This is huge. This is by far the biggest news of the week. Farming Simulator 15 is to release on PS4 and Xbox One this May. Holy mother of God, that is amazing! Wow, are you guys as excited as I am?
Look at Briar. He's like, what the hell? Really? There's a farming? Well, if they got a surgeon simulator and they made that frustrating, maybe.
I mean, this is incredible. I've been dreaming about this for as long as I can imagine. Like a next gen.
I'll tell you what, I played the shit out of Viva Pinata, so.
Oh, yeah.
That's about as close to a farming simulator as I've ever gotten.
You guys aren't excited for next-gen farming?
So there's no Marcus Phoenix collection on Xbox One, says Rod Ferguson. What does this mean, no Marcus Phoenix collection? Does that mean they're not going to remaster the old Gears of War games?
Well, because everybody's assuming, like, for Gears of War 4 or whatever, that's probably going to be announced this year, and, like, everybody's assuming there's going to be a Marcus Phoenix collection in case people missed out on those games or something like that, even though pretty much everybody's played Gears of War at this point. But anyways, yeah, so there's just been a lot of rumors that the collection, and basically Rod Ferguson, the studio head, is like, no, that's not happening. So that kind of kills it right there.
That's a little bit too bad, I would say.
Well, they probably don't want to be associated with what happened with the Master Chief collection.
Robbie, should I hang up on him until he takes that hat off?
I just saw it too. Oh my God.
I mean, the Master Chief Collection was such a botched effort.
Oh, it's a rousing success.
Yeah, nobody ever talks about how broken that game was. It was a huge success.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Marcus Phoenix Collection would be fucking awesome.
Especially because I haven't really played Gears of War very much. I played it a couple times at friends' houses, but I don't know the story. I would love to have a Marcus Phoenix collection. I wish they would do it, honestly. Even though these remasters are getting way too out of hand, I think that one makes a lot of sense. Like these collections of a lot of games for good value, that's great.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Mario All-Star is still the best of all time. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That's a good point.
It still is the best one ever. All right, so a mysterious teaser site has launched for Halo 5. I have not seen this site because our newsman is Mr. Robbie here. What is on the site, and what can you tell me about this link?
So the site was launched, I think, like 2 days ago or something, or a couple days ago. It shows a countdown timer, and there's a little video of it if you guys want to watch the video, or I could explain it to you. What happens is there's a bullet with the word truth on it, and you see it kind of fire and shoot at Master Chief's helmet, and the helmet shatters, and it says #the truth, and then there's a countdown. So it's just some random tease. I think it literally ends in a couple hours, though. I actually think the countdown ends today, so we're going to find out whatever it is pretty soon, but it's definitely a big tease for Halo 5. We know that.
What if they just announce another little trailer with a bullet that says lies, and it hits him on the other side of the helmet, and that was it? Who knows?
Are you guys looking forward to Halo 5?
Not necessarily. Unbelievable.
Really?
I'm not really amped for it. I can only be honest. Nothing about this game has gotten me excited at this point.
Did you play any of the multiplayer beta?
No, I didn't play the beta, no.
Robbie?
I saw the beta, but I didn't play it.
I loved the beta. I am like really excited for Halo 5, especially because I had never played through Halo before. I'm going to be honest. I know I'm like one of the few people who had never done it, but I had never played those games from start to finish. I had never done it. And I sat down and played Halo 1 to 4 within like a week or two, and I fell in love with those games because I had never appreciated Halo before.
They're epic, aren't they?
I love them now. I am really excited for Halo 5, just having played these games finally. I'm on board.
I didn't love Halo 4. I didn't love the campaign, and I think that the multiplayer of Halo 4, really Halo 3 moving onward kind of lost me.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I think 4 was the one I liked the least.
Maybe it was like ODST where it started losing me multiplayer-wise. I don't remember anymore. But Halo 4, but not to me, not Halo's finest hour. But from what they've showed of Halo 5, I gotta tell you, I'm definitely gonna buy this game because I want to play the single player because I just enjoy the Master Chief story.
Yeah, I got so engrossed in it too.
The multiplayer looks really, really interesting.
Okay.
You know, I think they've modernized the Halo multiplayer in a really cool way, and I'm down with it.
Yeah.
All right,
From what I played of the beta, I loved it. I'm definitely excited.
I've seen a few videos of it, and of course, that does not translate well to actually holding the controller. When you say modernize it, are you talking about comparison to like Call of Duty or Battlefield? Does it feel, as far as the way the world moves?
Yeah, they've added in things like sprinting and aiming down sights.
That's it.
They've made it faster. You know, it feels more modern.
It does, yeah. It's definitely a bit of a change for Halo. Like, it doesn't feel as traditional as the old games, but I still really enjoyed it. I loved it, even if it's not necessarily Halo multiplayer. So.
And we mentioned a few remasters and how Robbie said it's getting out of hand. I totally agree to a point. God of War 3 is being remastered for the PlayStation 4, and the God of War franchise is turning 10. So this is to commemorate the God of War franchise turning 10. They are remastering God of War 3 for the PS4 at 1080p, 60 frames per second, and that game will be released July 14th.
Yeah.
And I saw this, wasn't necessarily super excited about it, and I talked about this with my wife. She's more of a God of War fan than I am. She even beat every God of War on PSP, so she's a hardcore, Kratos fan. And we talked about it for a while, and she was like, "Why won't they just make the next one?" And I thought about it deliberately for a while. I think that this is going to be the precursor to what we're going to get either at the end of the year or I'd say holiday. Now, the reason I'm saying that, Sony Santa Monica, they have not released anything in quite some time. And
yeah, I think Ascension was their last game. It's been a couple years.
They have not been working on this. I'm telling you that now. Because after The Last of Us came out, they remastered that and lickety-split, it was out. So that's not the case. I think they've been working on the new God of War 4 engine. I think that it's probably going to be revealed sometime this year. I'm hoping possibly at the E3 release. I think that this God of War 3 remastered is to bolster up hype for what we're going to get holiday. Because if we keep in mind, Uncharted 4 has been delayed until next year. And that was what Sony was banking on that game. That was going to be their game for the holiday. That was going to just bolster up PlayStation 4 sales, move consoles, move units. And out of that game, it's known that game is going to be delayed until next year. What does Sony have besides a trusted franchise to come out and blow minds? The same way that God of War 3 blew minds when it came out. When people saw that game, we were all like, "Nope, this is one of the best looking games I've ever seen. It played phenomenal, and it was just an amazing experience the first time you had it." So I think that when we get God of War 3 remastered for PS4, it's going to kind of make us feel the same way. Not as excited because we are to beat it, but I think that the announcement of God of War 4 for holiday is imminent. That's my prediction. And I think this game is going to bolster up excitement for that, especially when you take into account that Xbox 360, 70% of previous Xbox 360 owners have migrated to PlayStation 4. And when they were on Xbox, I'm pretty sure 50% of those guys were hating on every PlayStation franchise. And so now they have a PS4. They can play games like The Last of Us, hint, hint, and they can play games like God of War 3 on the PS4. And that might get them excited for God of War 4 when it is inevitably released holiday 2015.
So here's my thing about this remaster, though. Like we've talked a lot about these remasters, right? Like they're a hot topic right now. Whether you like it or not, there's a lot of them. There's ones that make a lot of sense, like The Last of Us, and things like even the Metro Redux is really good, and there's the Master Chief Collection, great. This and Sleeping Dogs and stuff like that, I have a problem with, and especially this remaster in particular because God of War 3 is like a 5-year-old game, and the fact that they're charging $40 for what is basically going to be the exact same game that came out on PS3 5 years ago with a couple touches up, 60 frames, 1080p, they're going to make it look all nice. That's ridiculous. Like, you can't just have God of War 3. You should do the God of War
all the DLC
collection.
as well.
Well, the problem is why not do a God of War collection? Port that to PS4. That would make way more sense than just 3. Why are you doing just 3?
Well, 3 would make more sense because God of War 3 would be easier to port to PS4 because graphically they're closer. The PS3 and PS4. Now, if you're going to port a PlayStation, God of War 1, God of War 2 to the PS4, it's still not going to look good. It's going to look better, but it's still not going to look good.
But it's $40. That game is like $10 on PS3, and it's the same game. It's not worth it.
But the thing is, for people like us, we probably won't even buy the game. I'm not going to buy it. I have God of War 3 in the living room, okay? but there are people who have never had a chance to play it.
We're talking about God of War 3 for this long.
Yeah, people who have never played this game, who've never had the opportunity to play it, would probably pay $40 for a better version of God of War 3.
Don't do that. Don't pay $40 for a game that you can easily get at GameStop for $5 or $6. Do not buy. I can't agree with
Briar more. Do not buy this.
Do not buy a $40 remaster of God of War 3.
No.
God.
Briar, didn't you buy Tomb Raider Remaster?
Yeah, that was a new game. It was a 1-year-old game.
Yeah, but it was a 1-year-old game.
Yeah.
But it made sense because a lot of people held out because we knew the new consoles were coming. That's part of the reason why that came over too, like The Last of Us. Why people held on the PS3 version.
And frankly, it was a much better game than God of War 3. You go back and play God of War, like those mechanics do not hold up.
Oh no, God of War 3 was the shit, homie. I ain't gonna let you play me like that.
I'm playing you like that.
I think God of War 3 was a good game, but it was repetitive. But I, in general, just don't see the value in this. I don't know.
No, I don't either. I don't even know if they could make another God of War game starring Kratos. I'm so done with that character. He's so one-dimensional. All he did was just swing his shit around and
he was angry
enemies over and over again.
And he nailed beautiful women.
I'm so sick of that was a gimmick. The huge bosses were cool. The huge bosses were cool, but like everybody's doing that now.
Yeah, well,
God of War 2 I thought was pretty good. God of War 3 I was just like, they got to come up with something new by now.
They really do, yeah. And the fact that Ascension was more the same too, it's like, guys, with God of War 4, come on, just do something new. Like, I want them to change it up.
Or just don't. Yeah.
I totally agree on the Ascension. I thought that was bullshit, but I thought God of War 3 was one of the best games of its time. And we'll just leave it at that. I guess we'll let people vote with their wallets. Pull them out, people. Vote today.
Yeah, you guys just make the decision on your own. I personally am against this. I think it's way too much money to be asking for this. $20 the most, I think. But, hey, if you didn't like God of War 3, this is probably going to be a really great version of that game, so have at it.
And you get all the DLC, so, I mean, you guys...
DLC for that game?
Yeah. There was, I think, 2 or 3 DLC packs that came out with it, and multiplayer DLC. So come on,
There
baby.
was multiplayer in that game?
Yeah.
No, in Ascension there was, not 3.
Oh, I'm getting my gods mixed up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's easy to do because they're all basically the same game redone over and over again.
Brian's just a God of War hater right now.
I like God of War. I thought it was really
right
cool and
now.
original, but they never changed that series from game to game to game. It was the same exact thing over and over again.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, but Brian, he didn't like it, but tons of people did, and that's why they kept making them. You know?
Like I said before, everybody's got a right to their own opinion.
Absolutely.
We got to keep opinions out of the Beastly Thought Show. We'll see
this
what
is the
happens.
internet, after all. Guys, this is the internet. You can't have opinions. You can't do that. It's not fair.
Right. Have you guys ever played a game called Overlord?
No.
Yeah, that was... You had, like, minions and...
Yes, you're like
that was a
demon
cool game.
lord. Yeah, actually, it really was, man. I remember Overlord 1, I got that. And you control these little minions, and you make them do things around the map, and it was actually pretty cool.
You basically played, like, the evil bad guy.
Yeah, you were like a demon.
Yeah.
And you control these little hellions, these little gremlins, or whatever you want to call them. Codemasters has teased Overlord 3. Why is this important, Robbie?
First off, I've never played Overlord. I thought the games looked really cool, and I'd definitely love to see it. But yeah,
there were cool ideas, but they never actually played that well.
From what I've heard, yeah, like the games were pretty good, but there were some problems with them. I think, especially because it's almost like 100% obvious this is happening because the tweets were like so painfully obvious that this is Overlord 3. Like they just made it so clear that this game is coming, and yeah, I'd be interested in playing it.
Yeah, I mean, what I played was pretty fun for the time being, but it does get old pretty quick. And I'm not talking about God of War. I'm talking about Overlord. I mean, but for people who never played it and who are looking for, more games for the PlayStation 4, there's nothing wrong with variety. There's nothing wrong with variety. Some people like it, some people don't. And I guess time will tell whether or not we get Overlord 3 on PS4. Now, our last little bit of news is another remaster. That's that R word. Remaster, another 4-letter word. Gravity Rush could be coming to PlayStation 4
This is a
as
Vita
a
game.
remaster. Yes.
Remastered.
Or you could pick it up on Vita for under $1, which I was just assuming.
Now,
why the hell would you...
I don't know.
They did the same thing with what's the game that we got for Vita where you're going toward the sun the whole time? You're like a little envelope, the little guy. You know the game, Brian. You have it, and you're actually in the Vita. You are the sun.
Oh, Tearaway.
Tearaway.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming to PS4, and I'm trying to figure out how and why the hell they would do that as well.
How are they
Rush
going to do that? There's no touchscreen on the back of the controller.
I don't know what they're doing. For the people who've never played Gravity Rush, though, it's actually a fairly decent game. Definitely not a contender for best Vita game or anything like that. I think that still probably goes to Uncharted, which is a launch game for Vita. But
I would disagree. I'd say Gravity Rush is better than Uncharted.
oh no, did you?
I like them both a lot.
Did you beat them both? I did.
Yeah, the Gravity Rush I thought was not my aesthetic. Like it didn't really speak to me as far as like the story or anything, but the gameplay mechanics were really cool, really unique, and really fun. Uncharted does speak to me story-wise. I love the Uncharted series, but that game controls like ass.
I didn't have too much of a problem with Uncharted's controls per se. I thought Gravity Rush's controls were probably some of the most ingenious and intuitive type of Vita controls I've ever had. It's a game where if you hold your Vita a certain way, the whole world shifts, and you can make her fall up. It's really an amazing experience, to be honest. I don't know how this will work. There's really not much. I don't even know if there's any DLC for this game. I know that they've been wanting to make a Gravity Rush 2 for PS4, and a lot of people have been protesting that. They want to keep it on Vita because Vita doesn't have many games. If they make it, it may end up being pretty good, but I would have to agree with Briar and Robbie. If you have a PlayStation Vita, you can get this game today. I believe the sale's over tomorrow on the 23rd. You can get the game for only $1 or less than $1, actually. I think it's 90 cents. And as of right now, the game is about $14 on PSN. So if you got $1 or $2 in your PSN account, go on over and pick that game up for sure. There's also a crazy flash sale going on that we didn't mention to you guys at the beginning of the show, but we do want to share with you now. It encompasses all three PlayStation platforms, PS3, PS4, and Vita. I think the PS4 only has 5 games, but they're all under $1. Surgeon Simulator's one. I know Tennis in the Face is another. Another one's called House or something. It's like a scary side-scrolling game. All these games are only $1. I think there's about 15 games for PS3 and about 15 for the Vita. So definitely check out that sale before it ends, guys.
And a lot of them are really, really good too. Like you can get some amazing deals on there.
Yeah, Mega Man, man. Come on, you got to get that. I got a question for you two fine gents. We're talking about games and who's picking up what. Are either of you guys picking up Tuesday Bloodborne?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Me too. So I'm really looking forward to that. I don't mind it, per se, having a very difficult experience because for the most part games aren't really that difficult anymore. Usually a game will just kind of hold your hand and walk you through it. But these games are supposed to be, this game in general, is supposed to be extremely difficult. I'm going to need you guys to be on your fucking A game.
It's from software. I mean, it's Dark Souls. Like, this game's going to be hard to sell. And there's a new Game Plus mode, which the developers even said they had trouble with.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well, they actually said they had trouble beating the original game to unlock Game Plus mode. So, yeah, so it's going to be really, really hard. And I don't know. I think I may have asked last week how many players can play co-op. If it's 2 or 4, whatever it is, I'm super excited about it. And I think I want to take a vacation day so I can do all day long Bloodborne.
Sounds like you need to take a vacation week for this one.
Yeah, maybe.
Vacation month maybe to beat it.
Yeah.
I'll save a week for Dragon Age, okay? I'll save a week for that one because I don't have time for that. I still haven't booted that game up once, I swear. Kate's halfway through Shadows of Mordor right now. She's pissed off and mad at me because I haven't started because I've been doing my retro stuff. But the time will come. I got to quit my job, Briar. You know the deal. I talked to you about this before. Quit my job, moving with someone who has very little expectations of a grown working man. $5 a week here and there.
What we got to do is find like some kind of sugar mama that can support us.
But what do we do with our wives? Our wives sneak in the back door, Oh, gotcha.
Quiet.
Yeah, we do that shit. We all moving together. I'll meet you halfway. You're in Connecticut. I'm in Atlanta. Hey, that's a few hundred miles. We can do that.
That's right.
So this is still talking about Bloodborne, right?
Oh, you can call it whatever you want, Robbie.
That's what I'm gonna call it. Yeah, but the thing is, I want to say about Bloodborne is I didn't even really like Dark Souls 1. I played the game. I was like, this is way too slow for me. I'm just not into this. But I'm excited for Bloodborne, and it's weird because I shouldn't be because it's basically a Souls game with a different skin on it. But I think the main things that are making me excited for this game are the setting and the environment and the fact that it's just a faster-paced version of that game because my main problem with Dark Souls is it's just too slow. The combat's just too slow. It's not fast enough for me, and Bloodborne just looks more engaging and more fun, and I love the creatures design in that game. Holy Christ,
Guys,
there's some scary-ass stuff. I have
played games with Robbie. He makes people with ADD look like the most patient people in the world. I can imagine when Robbie says it's too slow that it was like, I don't know.
It's pretty damn slow.
Yeah, he is. I mean, this guy, for instance, when we're playing Destiny, if we want to go to the Abyss, the guy is just like, boom, he's out of here.
Just running straight through it.
Yeah, I'm out.
I do like to get through things quick, I have to lie.
Yes.
I'm not okay with going slow. So
just don't take that through everything in life, Robbie, because going slow sometimes can get you places. But yeah, I played.
I don't
some
understand.
games.
What do you mean?
You better learn quick.
to elaborate now.
I get it.
Oh man. No,
boy.
For me, the best thing about playing any game with Robbie is the rage.
Yeah.
Robbie, I swear, Robbie, I've never played a game with anyone who I love them raging as much as you. You, sir, are the quintessential rager. And to commemorate your rage, I just uploaded a video of my daughter raging out. Did you guys get a chance to see Nova raging on Minecraft?
No, I didn't see that.
I don't think I've seen it yet.
When you guys get a chance, watch it. She actually was really pissed off, and she told me she was going to kill me. And she was serious.
What a little sweetheart.
I know, right?
It's an adorable daughter you got there, Beastly.
I'm raising them right. Oh, my goodness.
All right,
So-
I think that's going to wrap it up this week, guys. Anybody got any closing thoughts?
Oh, no, Jerry Springer. No, I don't have anything to say other than I'm excited about playing some Destiny. It's been It's been a while since I played it, so I'm looking forward to jumping into that with you guys. You guys swing on over to the Twitch channel. Brian, are you going to be streaming?
Yeah, I'll be streaming. We're going to play a little Destiny tonight for about an hour or so.
And then we're going to go play The Last of Us and Evolve in tandem right afterwards.
Okay,
I'm going to
buy
take a
those
sick day.
bombs.
Totally.